turns out there's a new report by Roger Stone. And you got to understand, Roger Stone is as insider as it gets in the Republican circles. Bit of an eccentric guy, worked for Richard Nixon, worked for Reagan, worked for the two Bushes, etc. He now is reporting, my sources tell me David Koch played a key role in Ryan's selection. Apparently, David Koch's wife was also working behind the scenes. They got together at the Hamptons estate. Remember, we reported that for you when Mitt Romney was doing a fundraiser at the Hamptons at David Koch's estate. Apparently, they pulled him aside, according to Roger Stone, and said, you got to pick Paul Ryan. But why? Why should Mitt Romney pick him? Here's what Roger Stone explains. Quote, Koch pledged $100 million more to C4 and Super PAC efforts for Romney for Ryan's selection. In other words, a flat-out bribe. Now, I pay you $100 million for your campaign, and you give me the VP selection that I want. Now, this is not a Democrat or a reporter reporting it. It's a Republican reporting it. So that's fascinating. If it's true, by the way, 100% illegal. We might never know because it was an internal conversation, but apparently there are some sources that know if you believe Roger Stone. Now, finally, why would the Koch brothers spend $100 million to get a guy on the VP ticket? Well, that's interesting. Well, let's do some math for you guys. David Koch is worth about $25 billion. Now, every year he invests that money, of course, like everybody would, and he gets money in return. Let's say he took really conservative estimates, okay? Investments, I should say. And he would make, let's say, just 5%. If all he had to do was make 5%, he'd make $1.25 billion in investment income every year. Now, the current capital gains tax on that is 15%. It's outrageously low, but it is what it is. Now, Paul Ryan wants to make it 0%, so they pay nothing at all. So if Paul Ryan is part of the White House and he gets capital gains to go down to 0%, well, David Koch alone saves over $187 million every single year. Now, for a 4-year term, you put it together, David Koch would save $750 million. You put $100 million, and on one provision of one tax code alone, you get back $750 million. That's why they bribe the politicians. What's outrageous is that we allow them to do it. That's why we can't have these billionaires coming up and saying, all right, I'm going to give unlimited money to these guys, because they're going to get the tax breaks, and we're going to have to pay the bill. By the way, of course, the Koch brothers, largest energy donor to Paul Ryan, 6th largest donor overall, and have given him $65,000 already. The reason they want Paul Ryan is because they know for a fact that Paul Ryan is in their pocket and would do exactly what they want, which is to save hundreds of millions of dollars by lowering taxes on the obscenely rich, like the Koch brothers. Hi, this is Cenk Uyger. To see more of the Young Turks, go to current.com/getcurrent to make sure you get Current TV.